Now 4:30 on WKYT this morning. The Kentucky Wildcats are moving on in the NCAA tournament, and we'll hear from UK fans after the big win.
A disturbing discovery outside of a Montgomery County elementary school has the community concerned. What the county plans on doing after finding heroin outside of a school.
And Donald Trump is the front runner for the Republican nomination, but some are trying to change that. We're on the campaign trail ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's your Friday, and we're sure glad you're with us on WKYT to get things underway. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It was good news this morning, waking up, checking the score of the game last night.
Yeah, find out that way.
I know. It's hard to stay up that late.
It's a late game for sure. And it's on to Indiana now as the Wildcats continue to try to march on. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, see what kind of weekend we have around these parts.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty ugly weekend, especially there on Saturday. And we'll get into that in just a few minutes. Cool shot right here of the moon. It's about to go below the horizon. Live sky camera, there's your shot outside. We're at 41 degrees now in Lexington, a lot of 30s spread out across the region. And so when you're walking out the doors this morning, it's going to be much colder than what you have felt in quite some time. But still another nice one later on this afternoon. We'll be in the low to mid 60s. Beautiful conditions. Then we head toward tomorrow. Tomorrow gets extremely interesting because you'll have rain and snow, and a few degrees will make a big difference. I'll explain that coming up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, ready or not, right?
Not really ready, but
yeah,
that's
I know.
okay.
Let's get to the news this morning. As you can imagine, UK fans are thrilled with this win over Stony Brook, and they have some high hopes for the Wildcats now for the rest of the way in the tournament.
That's right. Here in Lexington, many fans watch the games in bars and restaurants. Monique Blair talked to some of them during last night's game.
UK fans have been getting ready for this day and this game probably since they lost to Wisconsin in the tournament last year. But for now, UK fans can relax because the team is moving on to the second round.
Well, we're gonna win, and we're gonna win big.
Go Cats!
They are the two words we hear all year round, but this time of year is the time many of those fans from all over the nation travel to Lexington just to be a bit closer to the heart of the Big Blue Nation.
Well, I don't have family in Lexington, but we meet here in Lexington to watch the ball game.
Although the game didn't start until nearly 10 o'clock, some fans I spoke with started preparing for the game early because they say you have to.
When the Cats play, our day starts early.
You have to get places early if you want to watch the game and establish it, because Cat fans get there early.
Before the game started, many people told me they felt a mixture of emotions.
There's always that nervousness before going to the first round game. You always want them to win. You never want them to lose. But there's the confidence knowing we are the Big Blue Nation and we're here for the Final Four.
And I found out today fans were confident in their Cats.
I predict Cats by 8.
I think the Cats will win by 13 points.
I predict by 17.
UK will play Indiana in the second round this Saturday. In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
For more NCAA tournament coverage, just go to our website, WKYT.com. You can also check on the WKYT News app.
Well, someone found heroin right on a sidewalk outside of Montgomery County Elementary School, and the school has sent letters home to parents after that disturbing discovery.
Investigators say the drugs were found after an event at Mount Sterling Elementary School. WKYT's Garrett Weimer talked to some parents.
Montgomery County has a lot of history. It's the future some parents here say they worry about.
It's just growing. It's not going to get any better.
Investigators with police and the sheriff's office say they're seeing more overdoses as drugs further invade the community. The sheriff says it was heroin found on the sidewalk outside Mount Sterling Elementary School when someone stumbled across a small bag Wednesday evening after a blood drive.
It's now in small communities. It's in every town and every city across the state and across the nation.
Montgomery County Schools sent a letter home with kids on Thursday letting parents know about the disturbing discovery. School district leaders say they hope this serves as a call to action for folks to understand the extent of the problem and help keep the community, and especially their kids, safe.
There is accessibility to drugs if people want them, and it's unfortunate and it's sad, but as a parent, you need to know what to look out for.
One parent who asked that we not show her face for her kids' safety told me she's seen signs of drug use at the park next to the elementary school, but knowing it creeps closer and closer to her kids is even more unsettling.
And now it happens right up by the doors. This is just, it's too much.
Scary?
Very scary.
In Montgomery County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Now, school district administrators say they hope a public forum at the end of the month will help further educate folks about the dangers of drug use. The forum is scheduled for March 31st at 6:30 at Montgomery County High School.
It's now 4:35 on WKYT this morning, and we now know what caused a fire that also caused a lot of damage at a Lexington business. The fire started yesterday afternoon at Cooper Greenhouses on Sulphurwell Road off North Cleveland Road. Firefighters say the business was trying to get rid of cardboard in an open burn, but that fire got out of control and it quickly spread to a nearby barn, a mobile home, and a field. Firefighters say the wind made it very difficult to put the fire out. They say the rural setting also gave them some challenges.
We had to use different ways to get water to the scene. We laid about 2,300 feet of supply line to get water to the scene, and we're also utilizing a pond to have water at the scene.
Firefighters say a woman inside the mobile home that burned escaped with only some minor injuries. But they say the barn, the mobile home, and some equipment were all destroyed. And they told us that they will be staying on the scene until this morning to try to keep an eye on hot spots.
Lexington police are trying to figure out what led to a shooting outside a shopping center. It happened around 2 yesterday afternoon in the Palomar Center parking lot near the intersection of Manowar and Harrodsburg Road. Police say a witness walked into a restaurant at the shopping center and told the manager someone had been shot. A short time later, police say a 19-year-old man showed up at a hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. But police say he is not cooperating with them, and so far they have not made any arrest. A man arrested after a 3-county police chase says he was under the influence of meth at the time. Police say 31-year-old Christopher Smith broke into a couple of homes in Pulaski County, then stole a truck. Police say they soon saw him and started chasing him. They say Smith reached speeds of 150 miles per hour at times through Lincoln and Boyle counties. But they eventually were able to stop him. From jail, Smith said because of the meth, he doesn't remember much.
Well, with Donald Trump still the front runner for the Republican presidential nomination, the Stop Trump movement is now picking up some steam within the GOP.
And former Republican candidate Marco Rubio said he's ready to get out of the public spotlight. Mark Albert has the latest from the campaign trail.
Former presidential candidate Marco Rubio told reporters Thursday he's done with politics.
I'm not running for re-election to the Senate. As I said, I'm going to finish my term here and then I'll be a private citizen.
Rubio dropped out of the presidential race Tuesday evening after Donald Trump won the primary in Florida, Rubio's home state. Trump now has nearly half the 1,237 delegates he needs to clinch the GOP nomination.
We have to bring our party together.
Trump warns any plans to derail his candidacy could lead to riots. But on Thursday, a group of conservative activists and lawmakers met behind closed doors to discuss alternatives to the GOP frontrunner. Senator Lindsey Graham threw his support behind his adversary, Ted Cruz.
I think the best alternative to Donald Trump to stop him from getting 1237 is Ted Cruz, and I'm going to help Ted in every way I can.
Donald Trump.
The hacktivist group Anonymous also has Trump in its crosshairs. It claims it posted the billionaire businessman's personal information online. On the Democratic side, Senator Bernie Sanders conceded the Missouri primary. Hillary Clinton took the day off the trail to attend 2 closed-door fundraising events as she looks toward the general election. Mark Albert for CBS News, Washington.
And if Trump does not reach the required number of delegates to win, Republicans would have their first contested convention since 1976. Party rules on how to distribute the delegates would be decided at the convention. And the GOP chairman says the rules will be different than in 2012. Well, the Kentucky Senate has passed a bill that would end state inspections of coal mines. The bill would turn inspections over to the federal government. Supporters of the bill say Kentucky's coal industry is suffering from too much regulation, and the bill would end duplication by state and federal regulators. But opponents say the state has a responsibility to ensure that mines are safe. The bill now heads to the State House. Lexington police are trying to find a man who they think is a robbery suspect. They've released a surveillance picture of him this morning. Police say the man seen here used credit cards that had been stolen from a robbery victim. The cards were all used at stores in the Richmond Road area. They think the man could be driving a black four-door vehicle or SUV.
2 people face charges after deputies in Laurel County say someone found 2 young children alone outside. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested 25-year-old Sarah Powell and her boyfriend, 28-year-old Sean Bosch. Deputies say Powell's 2- and 4-year-old children showed up at a home on Kentucky Hollow Road. They say the 2-year-old did not have any clothes on. Deputies say they found Powell and Bosch sleeping in their home a mile away. They also say they found horrible living conditions and drug paraphernalia in the home. On St. Patrick's Day, the Kentucky Lottery looked for people who were feeling the luck of the Irish. The lottery celebrated the day by giving out free lottery tickets at stores around the state. And if you were wearing green, you received an extra prize besides not getting pinched, of course.
We're just having a little celebration out here. We're giving away to the first 100 people a free $2 Lucky for Life play. We're kind of celebrating Lucky for Life and St. Patrick's Day.
Customers who spent $10.
Those customers who spent some money on lottery tickets at St. Patty's Day also got a chance at the Spin and Win prize wheel. So lots of chances there, and hopefully some came away winners.
Did you see the leprechaun outside the studio?
I did. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Like, what is that?
It arrived a day late, though, or at least maybe it was up in the day. Yeah, it's kind of a big thing at the door of our studio. 441 on WKYT this morning. We're just getting started. It's your Friday. That's the good news, and more news on the way.
New research is challenging the midlife crisis theory. That story is next in today's Moms Every Day. I'll get it out.
And we're looking across the region, a very nice one in store today. Nothing showing up there on First Alert Defender radar network, but it will tomorrow. I'll explain that forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Look around the region in the 30s and 40s as you wake up this morning. Most of us in the 30s, a few spots though still in the 40s, 49 now in Jackson, and we're there in the lower 40s there in Lexington. Look at the moon there. Right at the horizon. Really cool shot. Remember, when that moon actually sets by the horizon, it appears bigger. It's just an optical illusion. You're able to compare it to some images there and objects there on the ground instead of just straight up in the sky. So it's really neat seeing that. But you know what? Once we continue to go throughout the morning, it'll be long gone here in the next hour. 41 now in Mount Sterling. And we head throughout your day. And your day is actually another nice one in store. We're at 63 degrees later on this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Another good-looking day, just like we had yesterday. I think the day actually might be a little bit better. And the reason being is the winds won't be as strong as we have felt the past couple of days. Now, they haven't been extremely strong, but they've been 10, 20-mile-per-hour winds. And so that's made it slightly cool at times, especially if you're in any shadows. Heading off toward the evening and night, the evening looks good. The night, not so much. Here comes some rain on the horizon, and we'll see that start off tomorrow morning. Rain and snow mix. It's going to be a very interesting setup. I want to show you this. It's 36 degrees there by 8 a.m. And just 2 to 4 degrees is going to make a huge difference with this system. So look what it looks like tomorrow morning showing up on an hour-by-hour model. You have the rain. You have some snow mixed in. We'll continue to watch that as we go through time. But look at this. We head toward noontime. That is some very heavy snow right there setting up on this particular model. Now, most models are actually reading that snow will mix in, no doubt about it. But how much? That is the question. Number one, you got to think 2 to 4 degrees is a big difference. Not only that, but also these ground temperatures are extremely warm. So it'll be hard-pressed to get a lot of snow on the ground, but I do expect at least some light accumulations in some locations. But it won't last long. Remember, that ground's still pretty warm. It sticks on the ground, and then it melts away within the next couple of hours. There you go, going off toward the afternoon and off into the evening, still holding on to that rain-snow mixture. And that's going to be not only Saturday, but also on Sunday, too. I believe Saturday's, no doubt about it, your best chance. Sunday is more of where do you live type of situation. Because if you're up north or back toward the east, you only have a small chance of actually seeing some snowflakes or some rain showers. If you live back toward the southwest, Cumberland region, south of 64. That's the best area that we could pick up on some rain and snow mix. So you have it both days, but Saturday is going to be your better opportunity to actually see stuff fall out of the sky. We head toward next week. We're sitting there in the 40s to start off the work week, but after that, boy, it jumps right back up. So we go from 63 to 43 today and tomorrow, and then from 46 to 65 Monday and Tuesday. So it's a brief break from the nice weather, but it's a very interesting setup that we need to be watching there tomorrow.
It's a ride, isn't it, here the next few days?
And even some snow, and I know you're not happy about it.
No, but I'll take today's weather.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Looks like a nice day.
Yeah.
That's good. You can just sleep through the weekend, right? No, you have to work, right?
You're not supposed to talk about that.
I know. 4:48 on WKYT this morning. Have you ever thought to yourself, when are we really most happy?
Well, I have. And here's some new information on happiness and the midlife crisis theory in today's Mom's Everyday Minute.
Buying an expensive sports car, going on a crazy adventure, maybe even doing something drastic with your hair. Sound like a midlife crisis? Well, a new study is challenging the midlife crisis theory. A 25-year study suggests the curve in happiness from early adulthood to midlife goes up, not down. Researchers from the University of Alberta find that happiness does not slow down in midlife, but is actually part of an upward trend that begins when we're teenagers. Now, this research is notable because happiness, it's important. It's associated with our lifespan and our overall well-being. So what other good news came out of this research? Well, people are happier in their early 40s than when they were 18. Happiness rises the fastest between 18 and into the 30s. And happiness is also higher among married people and those in good health. For more information that makes mom's life happier and easier, log on to momseveryday.com.
For these tips and more, just go to WKYT.com and click on Moms Every Day.
All right, 4:49 the time on WKYT this morning. Imagine some folks have a little difficulty getting up after the ball game last night.
It was a late night.
It was, but rise and shine.
President Obama has made his nomination to fill the open seat in the Supreme Court, but Republican lawmakers aren't budging on a confirmation. More on this when we come back. Welcome back to WKYT this morning. Your time now is 4:52. President Obama has named his pick to replace Justice Antonin Scalia, but it may be a while before there's a confirmation.
A testy situation on this, but our Alex Miller is joining us live from Washington. Alex, good morning. The president has nominated Judge Merrick Garland. Republicans are saying that they will not meet with Garland or have any hearings to confirm him, certainly no vote. Is there any path forward for him?
Well, it's going to be very unlikely, even though Merrick Garland has been confirmed overwhelmingly by the Senate before. He was confirmed back in 1997 for the job that he currently holds. And some Republicans that were in the Senate back then are still in Congress today, but they're not supporting him. They say that the people deserve a voice, and they want whoever the next president is to pick the next Supreme Court nominee. Now, Democrats say the people have already had a voice when they re-elected President Obama back in 2012. They say his term is 4 years, not 3 years, and so he should be the one to decide. Now, right now, all eyes are on Senator Chuck Grassley. He's the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, which means it's all in his hands. He's the one that decides if there are any hearings to come. But right now, he's sticking to his guns. He himself is up for a re-election as well, so that may play into this a little bit as well.
Well, it's going to be a lot to watch, certainly in the week ahead, and we thank you very much, Alex, for the update on that situation from Washington. Of course, Senator McConnell from our state, so we'll be talking with him in the week ahead and see what his plans are with this confirmation or non-confirmation.
Should be interesting to follow, definitely.
Time this morning is 4:54, and coming up next, another look at your morning forecast.
And still plenty of news ahead on WKYT this morning.
All right, the word is enjoy the spring-like weather while you can, because it's going to change, at least for a little bit, over the weekend.
Oh, Micah, please say it ain't so that we're getting winter this weekend.
I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't so, but it is. We hit throughout the day today. It is on a chilly note this morning, afternoon. We are there in the 60s. Today is another nice one. It's much like the past couple of days. We're at 63 degrees, very pleasant conditions. The weekend, though, it's a very gripping forecast. We're going to have rain and snow in the forecast, so we're expecting accumulation. I'll have that answer within another 2 hours of WKYT News.